right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are unaware, Chippy Reviews put out another video about the whole YouTube censorship nonsense that everybody is currently talking about right now. I was going to make my own separate video about this, but then I also found out that Spotify is for some reason joining in on this age verification, protect the children, think about the children nonsense. It's absolutely insane. Between YouTube wanting your literal ID in order to use their service, claiming they're going to use an AI that's going to verify whether you're an adult or not. How many times this AI is going to make this mistake, I can only imagine. But then to see Spotify and other companies trying to sweep this all at the same time and do it all at it's so crazy what's going on with this censorship nonsense. So we're going to check out Chippy's video. It's pretty quick today. Let's go over it. Let's break it down, and we'll see what's going on from there. And as always, I'm going to link his video in the description box below and in the live chat as well. Here we go. Let's check.
YouTube is rolling out AI in the United States.
And please leave this man's mustache alone. My God, the amount of comments I get on my video that is like, he's saying some really good things, but I can't stop staring at his mustache. Hey, I get it.
To detect if users are actually under 18. It ignores the stated age and applies restrictions to users it suspects are teens. Your Spotify account is getting deleted unless you do age verification. Then Wikipedia is currently in.
You know what's pretty crazy? So Chippy Reviews, I think, is older. I'm pretty sure like he's got to be, I think, in his 30s. But the funny thing is, he actually looks fairly young. I would be very curious to see what the AI would think of him if it were to scan his face, considering the lack of facial hair and whatnot. I wonder what it would think.
A legal battle with the United
I'm sure he covers gaming stuff, anime, you know?
Kingdom government to try and stop the platform from being censored in the UK or even completely blocked, thanks to the Online Safety Act. I want to remind everybody how this started. This started with a feminist activist group in Australia contacting payment processors like Visa and MasterCard to.
Well, so, okay, really quick, before he dives into that and gives you the backstory. So, in my opinion, I feel, and I really do feel this way now more than ever. I feel like as much as I hate Collective Shout, and I will continue to call out their BS, don't get me wrong, we're not going to let them off the hook, even though they're currently trying to run away. Madam Savvy exposed that. We're going to get into that in another video. But even though they are unbelievably annoying, and they're the ones that sent the, email or whatever to the payment processors, I am going to say that I firmly believe that Collective Shout is a fall guy. I think Collective Shout was set up to be the ones to take the frontal blame, right? And they are the ones who are the public bad guy face. They are the ones who are taking the fall, because all of this happening at the same time I don't believe that this was just because of one email sent by a bunch of angry, dusty women. I don't believe that to be the case at all. I believe that they are the scapegoat. And I think that once they sent that email, they were like, great, everybody go look at the old, dusty feminist women. They're not even really feminists, to be honest with you, but old, dusty, cult-like women. Go look at them while we enact all of this, weird censorship on the internet to supposedly talk about protecting the kids, even though we're going after YouTube, which, again, they're going after YouTube, going after Spotify. YouTube is going to want your literal ID if it thinks that you're a child, or your credit card, or all kinds of information that, for all honest, like, what the fuck do you need that for? Anyway, so let's continue.
Get Steam and itch.io to remove adult games. What started off as just, let's ban the porn and protect the kids, has now turned into straight up the entirety of the internet getting collectively censored back to back. And you can no longer say that this is just affecting, let's say, the United Kingdom. We have YouTube going into this, and they are now testing stuff with the United States.
You know what I just thought of? I just thought of something. So if this AI is going to make a compilation of your watch history, of your face, of like your habits, whatever the case may be, if it's going to scan your face, right, automatically, this AI is going to check your channel and whatnot and see what you're doing. So what happens if you're a VTuber? What happens if you're a VTuber and the AI tries to scan you and it realizes you're a cartoon? Is it automatically going to flag you as under 18 because it thinks you're a cartoon? And then in order for you to utilize your channel, you would have to upload your government ID in order to do it. And then if you don't do it, what happens? Your channel is going to get deleted, because that's what's going to happen with Spotify. So what would happen there?
This
I wonder.
alone showcases that this is not just one country. This is not just one niche little area. This is affecting massive sites around the entire internet. And now even YouTube is falling to the censorship storm that has been ongoing. I want to outline just this in particular.
Imagine all of the actual VTubers out there that use like the super QT avatars and shit. Imagine that, right? Imagine the AI scanning those channels and they're like, "Yep, this is under 18. We are going to completely kill all of your, impressions," because they tell you, they say, if this thing flags you as under 18, that is going to put you in a totally separate sector of YouTube that you will not be able to be, spread out your channel like that. It's going to completely kill your channel. Content creators are going to get nuked off the face of the planet because of this. This is going to be a YouTube purge like we haven't seen, because I don't believe this AI is going to be capable of distinguishing a lot of, certain features that'll tell you whether or not the person's 18 and older,
Bad this is. I mean, I want to cover all this. There's a lot to talk about here.
Oh, and keep in mind too, I'm sorry, I keep pausing. Keep in mind too, if the AI is using your watch history to determine whether or not you're an adult, or at least part of it, then why do we have an Online Kids Safety Act for? Because think about it. The Online Kids Safety Act is to supposedly stop kids from accessing adult content or content that is deemed harmful. But if you're already watching that content, is the AI going to assume that you're an adult? And if it is going to assume you're an adult, then why do we need the AI in order to determine that anyway? Because it clearly doesn't matter. Right? If they're consuming the content, and the AI is going to think that they're an adult by consuming that content, why do you need the Online Safety Act in order to determine whether or not they're an adult when you're already saying that they're an adult based off what they're watching? Like, how is that even gonna? None of this makes sense. I just want to be very clear. Not a single any of this makes sense. The only way they're going to somewhat verifiably, say that whether or not someone's an adult is by getting their docs. That's really it. By getting their ID or their credit card, or what else did they ask for? Selfies, picture scan. That's basically it. And even that has been proven to be not reliable. So what are we doing here? This is going to be a massive purge.
But this one in particular is really bad for one reason alone. Anytime YouTube ever implements a automated system with AI or whatever, it goes horribly wrong. Anyone that is not just a content creator, but someone that just browsers YouTube knows this. To messed up algorithms, to videos not showing up, to videos being instantly demonetized or removed, to just improv.
Dude, we just okay. So in February, YouTube changed the way that they push out videos based off your thumbnail and title. They said they were going to combat clickbait content. But the simple truth is that they ended up changing what counted as a view and what didn't count as a view. So a mass amount of people got royally screwed on views through and through. I mean, all kinds of channels like mine and channels completely different than mine. They all got screwed on views for months on end. Only now, over the past month or two, have things decided to finally get back to where it was, because the AI has to relearn. The AI, once it's changed, has to relearn through all the information. We're talking about billions of information, probably a month, that YouTube gets uploaded to, that the AI has to learn from. And eventually it creates this new algorithm where you could try to find your footing again. Now that we found our footing and things are going well, they're going to introduce a new AI and fuck everything up again. YouTube is the prime example of don't fix it if it's not broken.
Like copyright, notifications on videos or content ID, all sorts of things. When you have these automated systems, YouTube's automated systems usually just, it's horrible. They are implemented in such a bad way that it effectively hurts thousands upon thousands.
They're implemented in a half.
And the fact that YouTube is just suddenly rolling out this AI to be able to detect if users are actually under 18, this is going to lead to so many people theoretically having their accounts just removed, and even content creators at that. And let me give an explanation to this of why that's important, like why, this is going to happen. So basically,
and also keep in mind, this is a terrible pause, by the way. Sorry, Chibi. Keep in mind that this is going to make a situation where if somebody or some group is a really good hacker, they are going to have an ungodly amount of information that they can take advantage of that they never had before. if YouTube starts storing facial scans, if YouTube starts storing government IDs, if YouTube starts storing all this shit, credit cards, they want your credit card to verify if you're an adult. If YouTube starts storing this stuff and a hacker gets in there, unbelievable amount of information that they're going to be able to have to fuck over whoever they stole it from.
This AI is going to be able to look at your account and see what you watch, what you like, what you engage with. And let's just hypothetically say you're an individual that is like, 20 plus, 30 plus, whatever, and you actively engage with gaming content. You engage with maybe content that is for, just a wide spectrum of people to be able to play. Let's say this AI determines, this person only watches games and games that are meant for, everyone. This person's probably a kid. What if it does that to a regular adult, even a big content creator, because it sees that you're only watching, let's say, Let's Plays or something, or it sees you're watching just live reactions to certain content? They might instantly detect and think that the account is, a kid under 18 instead of actually an adult doing that. So this algorithm is already flawed because, as it is even stated here, that it will ignore the stated age on the account and it will apply restrictions to the account on what it deems it, or it thinks that the person using the account might be a teen or a lower.
So what is the point? What the fuck is the point of oh my god. What is the point of having an age on the account if your AI is going to ignore the age of the account? You are oh my god, bro. This shit is unbelievable.
Which is insane to think about, that there is going to be an AI controlling this, and this is going to be horrendous. What this is going to lead to, I'm just going to straight up say what this is going to lead to. It's going to lead to you having to put in your ID in the United States to be able to even use YouTube. For instance, if you want to watch regular content that isn't on, let's say, YouTube Kids, you're going to have to put in your ID. That's what this is. That's what's going to happen, because I want to tell you, the first thing that's going to happen is that you're going to have accounts that are going to be hit by this, that are actual adults, and it's obvious they're adults. Even content creators, massive content creators, probably with millions of subscribers, they're going to be hit by this, and then they're going to have to put in their ID to be able to actually continue using.
I'm telling you right now, this is going to sweepingly affect the VTuber space. It's going to affect probably a lot of women's channels as well, because women naturally just have softer features, probably look a lot younger than males. The moment a man gets a beard, the facial scan's going to pick that up, and chances are they're going to, even if it's a young guy with a really big beard, they might assume that the guy is older. But with a woman, I think a lot of women are going to be heavily affected by this. VTubers are going to be heavily affected by this. It's going to be a huge problem.
Their account to continue watching content or even making content. And the same can be said for the regular individual that doesn't even make content. To be able to watch just regular videos on the platform, they're going to have to put in their ID. And you can already see where this is going. It's everything that's been ongoing in the last week with all these IDs and stuff. And as I mentioned in last night's video with the T app, we saw personally with the T app and how it got data breached, hacked, and all these different IDs and chat logs and everything released. It's very clear that these sites aren't safe. There is going to be a lot of websites that might try to be safe, but there always is going to be vulnerabilities. And also there's going to be sites that are just legitimately lazy with their security. And so you're going to eventually have these sites that are being forced to have like age verification. They are going to lose your data. They're going to lose your ID, and it's going to spread online, and you're basically going to dox yourself, which is just insane to think about. So what's happening here is more or less a precursor to more things to come, because you can know.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely just the start. I feel like everybody knows that, but this is 100% just the beginning. This is going to be a clusterfuck, the likes of which we haven't seen in a long time, and it's going to spread everywhere. Because keep in mind, I'm sure Chippy's going to get to it, but they're trying to do this with Spotify too. What the fuck is Spotify trying to protect the kids from? Bad rock music? Like what's going on here? These are the same companies that push all these rappers and all these people to the front line for kids to consume. Meanwhile, now Spotify wants to verify your age for what? The fuck are you verifying your age for? What, podcasts? Is that what it is?
No longer say that this is just affecting United Kingdom. You can no longer say that this is just affecting Europe. You can no longer say this is just affecting Australia. It's affecting countries that don't even have these laws, or even have these laws that are about to be approved. Yeah, there is a law in Congress right now, 2 laws, Screen Act and the Kids Online Safety Act, but they were just introduced. They haven't even been discussed yet in the Senate or House. And the fact that we already have YouTube going the nuclear option to do something like this, showcases that what's been going on here is a collective push to just honestly kill the internet. Like, it really does feel like all of these organizations and these governments and stuff around the world have collectively got together and put the acceleration button to be able to censor everything they possibly can.
And I'm not surprised, because again, I know I don't want to get too political, but let's be real. A lot of this has to do with politics. A lot of this has to do with the fact of what happened when Elon Musk bought Twitter, right? And the fact that Donald Trump got into office. Obviously, they lost Twitter. Twitter was a huge blow for censorship, a huge blow for the controlling of speech, and they don't want this shit to happen anymore. So now they're trying to enact all this nonsense so that they don't have to worry about it in the future. Because if you look at all these online safety acts that supposedly have to do with children, why the fuck does it censor speech that has to do with mostly left-wing talking points? Why does it have to do with that? Keep in mind, there's some right-wing stuff in there too. But if you look at it, it has to do with like, oh, you can't talk bad about immigration. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with, what does that have to do with protecting kids? Nothing. Zero. Absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like, what the fuck is that? What does that have to do with anything?
To quell people and make it to where people are not able to communicate as easily anymore. And if they do put in their ID, they'll know who these people are. These sites will know who they are, and then they'll be able to report them to the government, because obviously a lot of these sites, especially with these laws we've seen, these sites would be obligated to, be audited. They would have to give their data over to certain governments or whatever to let them know what you're doing at any given time. So you're effectively getting spied on. And the big government, instead of having to use their own workers and all that, they'll request the data from these companies or these sites, and then they'll get the data and like, oh yeah, this individual right here, this is what they're doing. And then obviously they'll know what you're doing, or if they might try to go after you, whatever. It's legit scary. We've already seen examples of this with UK. I mean, once again, they created an entire task force within 24 hours after the Online Safety Act came into reality. Once it became law, they created a task force that just to be able to monitor the internet and people in the UK and to arrest them if they even have a political opinion or post memes. Obviously, that is a major overreach.
I've seen many videos of officers in the UK showing up to people's houses just because of what they said on social media. And obviously, some of these videos have been faked or at least misled, but there's a lot of them that have been verified to be real. There's people that will comment on my channel to verify that it's real. Not only that, I've had comments from people saying how bad it is over there in terms of speech. It's really fucked up.
It's basically become a police state. They are monitoring people to arrest them for political opinions or memes, etc. That is just against what the government wants to hear. So yeah, I mean, now that we have YouTube doing this, it showcases an escalation even further than what we've seen already. We already know that the UK has been trying to get other companies and stuff within the United States or other countries to buckle for their Online Safety Act. But it's clear that YouTube has probably done this as well now. They have now buckled, which is just crazy, because I'm thinking to myself, even if we go into a perfect world and say that this is not going to mess up, okay, let's just go on a limb here. And obviously it's going to mess up, okay? I have no faith in this whatsoever. But let's go on a limb here and say that in a perfect world, this AI is not going to mess up. What's the point in YouTube Kids? Like, there is literally an entire segment,
there's zero point
on YouTube that is created called YouTube Kids. Why does that exist if they are implementing something?
No reason.
There's no point in it to exist at this point if you're implementing something like this. Now, with that being said, we got to talk about Spotify. I think I don't really need to explain just how crazy this one is, but Spotify is a music platform. It hosts music. It hosts pretty much almost anything under the sun, almost, like a lot of different music and variety and stuff. I mean, everybody collectively uses it. And I want to put this out there, that this is being affected thanks to the Online Safety Act from the UK. And Europe is soon to follow, being hit by this, and then even obviously Australia and probably other countries too. And I want to put this out there, that this entire reason this is happening was because a bill was apparently passed to think of the...
I can't believe that Spotify of all platforms is like, yeah, in order to use our platform, we want your government ID, bitch. We want to see a full docs of you. Send us a selfie, motherfucker, in order to use Spotify. Like, what kind of, bro? I don't even know where to begin with that.
The kids. But now music sites like Spotify is getting hit. Like, excuse me? This was never about protecting kids. It's obvious. You can't say it was now because of the way this is presented. It's like, yeah, there is some explicit songs. I'm not going to act like there isn't some explicit songs, but it's like,
okay, let's stop the bullshit. Let's absolutely stop the bullshit. Nobody remotely believes that Spotify is worried about kids listening to music with bad lyrics. There isn't a single parent, a single executive, like, well, I wouldn't say a single parent, but there isn't a single executive, a single anybody at any corporation that is thinking to themselves, oh my God, think of the kids and all that dirty rap music. They don't care. They literally don't care. They don't give a fuck. This has nothing to do with that whatsoever.
it's music. It's just music. It's not showing anything. But apparently, music too needs to be censored. Music needs to be reined in and censored, and they need to know your ID just for you can listen to music. Like, you hear how crazy that is? Like, that's insane. Then we got the Wikipedia stuff, which is kind of old news, and I briefly mentioned in passing, but I wanted to focus on this a little bit more in this video because Wikipedia, yeah, it's not always accurate. There is people that can go in and fake information and change stuff. I understand that. However, there is obviously stuff on Wikipedia that is true and does explain things, certain things and elements of history. And the fact that the United Kingdom is trying to get Wikipedia to censor itself or just completely block it showcases that the government of UK is trying to block information, trying to block people from gathering information and learning things.
That's insane.
That is crazy. Like, imagine trying to...
Well, I wonder why why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? This is why history repeats itself. I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. History repeats itself because of stuff like this, because you refuse to want to learn anything from history. You want to hide it. You want to pretend like it doesn't exist. You want to call it problematic, whatever. This is why.
Block your populace from wanting to educate themselves, to learn, to know what's going on. Even if Wikipedia isn't always accurate, it is still a big red flag that they're trying to get rid of a platform that is meant to just gather information, regardless if it's accurate or not. That is a straight up attack on free speech, an attack on people just trying to educate themselves about the world. Why would you want to keep your citizens dumb? Why would you want to keep your citizens from thinking or trying to go out of their way to learn things? That's a red flag. So to get into the main point here, you're about to see a lot of content creators get hit heavily by this. There's going to be a lot of regular people and then content creators that's going to be hit by this. And you're going to have a lot of people going to be requested to use their ID.
Big time.
There needs to be massive pushback on this. I think everyone collectively needs to speak out about this and how unacceptable.
I actually have breaking news that I'm going to share at the end of this video. So if you're still watching, stick around. It's going to blow your mind.
This is because this is happening. I want to showcase this. This is happening literally in like a week from now. They've already mentioned it, but this is what's going to happen here. The certain things they're going to do. They're going to obviously request you to use your credit card or government ID. Like they literally have it outlined here. So yeah, it's getting worse.
Hold on. So this is what's going to happen. If it identifies you as a teen user, they say we'll automatically apply our age-appropriate experiences and protections, including the following: disabling personalized advertising, turning on digital well-being tools, adding safeguards to recommendations, including limiting repetitive views of some kinds of content. Wow.
Stuff is not going to stop here. You're going to have every site that's now going to start requesting your ID, even if you're in the United States. And then this is going to effectively lead to a bill to utilize this to collect this information for the government. That's what's going to happen. So yeah.
It says if the system incorrectly estimates a user to be under 18, which again, the fact that they say that means they already know that their AI is going to fuck up a lot. They will have the option to verify that they are 18 or over, such as using a credit card or a government ID. We will only allow users who have been inferred or verified as over 18 to view age-restricted content that may be inappropriate for younger users.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. However, I do want to mention one little thing that is some good news amongst all this. It's some happiness despite all this dark stuff.
Oh, I saw this. Check this out. This is hilarious. Watch this. Watch this.
Visa card representative, they are yelling at people now. According to what is being said by a lot of people right now, Visa and MasterCard have been under a lot of calls and emails thanks to the internet being very upset with them and how this kind of all really started from them. And now the representatives are just straight up getting upset, yelling at people and all that for just asking they want to know about the content guidelines. It's very obvious Visa is feeling pressure. They're getting upset about this and all that. And I'm just going to be blunt with you. Good. Continue. Because it's unacceptable. I think that it is a right thing to do at this point, because it's like Visa has manipulated the market like a cartel mafia. They need to be called out for this. People need to be aware of this. People need to know this. It's unacceptable, and there needs to be anti-law, like, antitrust law.
And this has been going on for a couple of days now. Keep that in mind. This has been going on for a couple of days. It's wild.
Like they need to be split up. They are too massive of a monopoly that they need to be split up. And so I do hope that this is the spark for that. But with everything going on in the world, all this bad news back to back, it's just I don't know if it's enough. I honestly, it's going actually even beyond payment processors at this point. Like, it's very clear there is a collective push.
Well, this is becoming a global situation. Not only is the global voice being heard, but this is also a global effort and initiative by all forms of government to try to censor the internet as much as they want. They've been trying to censor the internet for decades. Let's be real. They've been trying to censor the internet forever, and they always try and they always fail. This is their biggest push that they've ever done in a very long time.
Beyond payment processors, and now you have governments involved as well. We are witnessing a very scary era for the internet. And as I said, it's wild to me. There's so many content creators that are still not talking about this when it is coming for everyone. Like, YouTube is a massive platform, and now it's affecting the United States. Okay? This isn't just the UK. It's coming for everyone. It's spreading. It's getting worse. And yeah, I mean, we even have
it is questionable that there are certain YouTubers out there that will not talk about censorship. And I'm assuming it's because censorship is happening against things they don't like, right? Like, fictional content that might be a little bit spicy or anything like that. Because the censorship is going for that stuff first, they're not talking about it because, it's the enemy of my enemy, right? So they're not talking about that. It's very suspicious. Big platforms not talking about censorship, and yet they find the time to talk about Sydney Sweeney and how her ad is problematic or whatever. Okay, sure.
Search engines now in UK, they're permanently stuck on safe search. Like, you can't even get out of safe search on Bing or Google. So I think that says enough too. So they're even restricting you searching things up on Google now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll keep it at that, though. Wanted to keep this one short, but get to the point.
All right, quick. Shout out to Chibi Reviews. Great video. I'm going to link this video in the description box below and in the comments as well in the live chat. But don't go anywhere just yet. I got breaking news to share with you right now. It seems like there will be some level of legal action happening during this entire situation. Preston Byrne, or Byrne, I don't know how to say his name, Byrne, apparently tagged Ron Coleman, who is the lawyer of Smash JT, currently fighting against Alyssa Mercante, somebody who also wants to censor speech and criticism. Apparently, Ron Coleman and Preston will be suing Ofcom in federal court to protect all Americans from UK censorship. If you run a tech company affected by the Online Safety Act and want to help us stop censorship at the waterline, have your lawyers ping me on LinkedIn and we will fight together. Absolutely insane. They're tagging Mark Zuckerberg, Elon, Sundar, Tim Apple. This includes them. One big defection from European censorship regimes, and it's over. They'll never censor any American again. You want to. Bro, they're literally calling out some of the biggest leaders in tech right now. This is wild. When we say that this is happening on a massive global scale, this is unbelievable. Preston said, sorry, the First Amendment gives Americans the right to run our servers. However, please, the UK's thought police don't get to have a vote. This is going to be nuts. Nuts. Stop censoring Americans. Ofcom, no. Me, I'm going to call dad. Ofcom, no, you're not. Me calls dad. The White House calls the prime minister. The White House is now in the fight. The White House has warned Sir Keir Starmer to stop threatening American tech companies amid mounting backlash over Britain's online safety law. Members of Donald Trump's administration are monitoring the Online Safety Act, with great interest and concern after key allies said it was censoring free speech and imposing unfair burdens on U.S. businesses. Bro, this is crazy. This is crazy what is happening right now. So again, at this point in time, things are going to hit the fan, right? Like it is going to be insane. There will be lawsuits, legal action, all kinds of stuff is going to go down from this, and we need to continue to talk about this. We need to continue to fight back because these fucking losers out here who are trying to pretend like, oh, think about the kids. They don't give a fuck about any child. They don't care about anything regarding children seeing XYZ content. They don't care. They want to be your parents. That's really what it is. They want to have complete control over you. They want to be able to think, to be able to say what you can and cannot say, what you can and cannot think, and what you can and cannot do. They want complete and utter control over you, and they're trying to bring that shit globally. You want to do that shit in the UK? Obviously, it's fucked up, but the UK citizens, they vote for what they want to vote for. You're not bringing this shit here. Fuck that. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below of not only Chibi's video, the conversation as a whole, but also this breaking news at the end of this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, what's going on, what do you think is going to happen. And if you enjoyed this video, consider hitting that like button and that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys on the next one.